Hi guys, this is Barb with barbstamps.com and welcome to another Barb Stamps video. Today's video we're going to be making this card, and it uses the Bubble Over bundle, and the bundle includes the Bubble Over stamp set and the Bottles and Bubbles framelits dies. We're also going to be using one of our celebration choices this year, which is called the Bubbles and Fizz Designer Series paper, and this coordinates perfectly with the bundle, so I highly recommend ordering the bundle, add something else to your order so you can get to a $50 mark, and then you can get your paper for free. So here's the pattern to the paper. One side of the papers is just some kind of various fun patterns that you could use with anything. Flip it over and then you have the kind of bubble images, bubble patterns, bottle caps, everything bubble related. So it's very versatile since you can use the other side if you don't want to use it for the bubbles, and it's super cute, so I highly recommend getting it. The other thing we're going to use, which is also part of our celebration promotion this year, is the shimmer ribbon pack, and this is the shimmer ribbon. I hope you can see it shimmer because it's very pretty. It's got 3 different sizes of ribbon. We've got the 1/8, the 1/4, and the 3/8 in the Calypso Coral Basic Gray and Bermuda Bay, and we're also going to be using this ribbon on the card as well. The card, I've got my pieces here. I've got my card base of Whisper White Thick. This is our thick Whisper White cardstock, and I love it for card bases. I pretty much exclusively do all my cards if they're on a white or vanilla base with the thick, because I really enjoy the thick cardstock. So that measures 4.5 by 11. I've got a piece of Whisper White that we're going to mount our blocks on, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have a lemon lime twist layer that will go behind the white, and this will measure 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And since this piece here is 3 3/4 by 5, I needed my Designer Series paper pieces to match. So if you take 3 3/4 and you divide it in half, you get 1 7/8. So this piece is 1 7/8 by 5. This is 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. Match all these up to these pieces. And this one here. My snail is not wanting to work right this minute. Good enough. Okay. So then we're just going to butt these up to the edges. And then our final piece down here in the corner. Okay, that's easy enough. And now I think it looks fine like this, but I did kind of want some dividers because I kind of like to cover seams. I'm a seam coverer, if you will. And I thought this Bermuda Bay 1/8 inch ribbon would be the perfect thing to cover the seams. So I'm just going to snip myself off a couple of pieces here. That one about that long, this one here about like so. And I like to use a little bit of Scotch tape. So I've got a very thin strip of Scotch tape, and I'm going to bring this piece over my seam here, and I'm just going to use this very skinny piece of Scotch tape to hold it in place because my bottle is going to cover that. And then just for ease here, we're going to add these to the back with some Scotch tape. You could use snail, fast fuse, whatever you have. Sometimes if I'm trying to just do it quickly, I'll just go for the Scotch tape. Okay, so we've got our ribbon snippets on here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and layer that to our lemon lime twist layer here. So we'll just add some liquid glue. And then we'll just center this onto our layer here. Okay, get that pressed into place. We can bring our card base in here. Great tool. If you don't have it, I highly recommend getting one. And then we will go ahead and add this layer of lemon lime twist also to the main card here. Okay, so we've got that done, then we're just going to need to do our stamping and die cutting. My Stamparatus, and here it is. And I was able to order mine early, so yay, I'm so excited. So I've had it for a little while over the holidays, but I wasn't, I was too busy over the holidays to get it out and use it. To show you what I did to kind of make this little process really simple. I actually am participating in a swap right now with this product line. And so I had to do like 10 of these bottles. Well, the thought of, you know, stamping them and die cutting each of them is Whisper White in the Lemon Lime Twist, and with the tool here. So I've got the stamp mounted up here on this one plate. I inked it up, I pressed it down, I stamped it, I took this piece, I die cut it, and then I put it back in place where it was. So it's just right here in the corner of the tool. You can see that up here in the corner. And I've also got a silicone mat here because I just feel like I get a little bit better impression if I use the pad that's included with the tool and my silicone mat. So just put my magnets on here like so, and that's that. So now I'm going to just die cut what I like to call a blank from a piece of Whisper White. But before I do that, I'm going to do a little bit more stamping so I can die cut all these things together. Okay, so I need this little yay here. Bring in my foam, my piercing mat here because it helps me get a little bit better impression. And I like to put mine on a piece of cardstock, just kind of random there. Got some Calypso Coral and some Bermuda Bay. So the Calypso Coral, I'm getting the little bubbles here, which I think are totally adorable, and we're going to die cut those also. We've got the yay. We've also got this, I don't even know what kind of shape this is. I don't know what it's called. But I'm going to stamp it off once, stamp it onto my cardstock here, and then I've got this Have a Birthday Brew stamp. I'm going to stamp that. Oh, it's upside down. Good thing it didn't matter, right? So I'm going to die cut this piece here, this one. I'm using my 3/4 inch circle punch. So I'm just going to crop that out. So I've got my yay over there. I'm done with my ink pads. And now we've got coordinating dies for these. So I've got this die here. I've got this little die here for all these cute bubbles. I also need a bottle cap out of Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to die cut myself a bottle out of white. So I will do that and I will be right back. So as I was die cutting, I realized I had my little space heater on down here. Sorry for that noise. I turned that off now. So I've got my pieces cut out. I've got my bottle cap. I've got my greeting. I've got my blank bottle, and then I've got my tiny little bubbles. So I'm going to scoot all these things out of the way while I bring back the Stamparatus. Okay, so here's my Stamparatus, and like I said, I did already do this once, so I have the spot marked where the stamp is. So now I can just place this bottle die cut right in that hole there. All right, so I'm just going to ink up my bottle here. Got my Lemon Lime Twist ink. And now you'll see that I do have some ink around the bottle. You can just wipe that off. I've got the little cloth here that's called the absorber that I found in the automotive section at Walmart. And you can just wipe that off. Or you could just use a wipe, it would be fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull this over, press down. Since it is photopolymer, I want to make sure I get a good image. Pull that over, and photopolymers sometimes do stick. And here's my bottle. Perfect! Right on it. So that is just one of the many uses for the Stamparatus. So I hope you were able to reserve yours when we had the reservation windows, and that yours will be coming very soon. Okay, so now we're going to finish this card off. I'm going to take my Have a Birthday Brew greeting, add some snail to this, and I'm going to place that right here on the bottle, like so. I need some Stampin' Dimensionals here. I'm going to put one on the back of this little yay, and I'm going to put a few on the bottle, I think 3. We'll do one at the bottom, one in the middle, and one up here on the neck. And we'll just remove the backings. And since I have no fingernails, I do like to dig my nail, what nail I have, it's tiny, into the backing of that, and then it will come off really nicely. Oops, I didn't press that down. So now I've got that little piece of tape there, but when I press my bottle onto this, it's going to cover that up. So no one will even know that I have a piece of tape there. I'm going to take the backing off my little yay. Add that into the center of the bottle cap here. Put some glue on that and add this down here in the corner of the card. And I've got my tiny little bubbles here. And I've got just a tiny little bamboo skewer with some poster putty on the end that's going to help me pick up these little pieces since I have no nails. I'm just going to add a couple dots of glue in this panel here. And then I will just pick these up with my little tool here and place them where I want them to go. I did notice, in case you guys, or I will mention in case you didn't notice, these little bubbles that the stamp set creates are so cute. Look at that. Look at that tiny one up here at the top, how it's got kind of like a little exploding bubble on there. Adorable. The card is basically done. I've got one more little thing I want to do. I want to put something up here at the top to kind of imitate, like when you open up a bottle of pop and it just kind of fizzes all over. We're going to add some of our glitter and clear epoxy shapes. And I've got the, let's see, one of them has a glitter in it. I wonder if you can see. No. I can see it here, but I don't know if the camera's actually picking it up. There is glitter in these little dots, and so we're going to go ahead and use those. And again, since I have no nails, I'm going to use a piercing tool to kind of pick those off the sheet. And then we're just going to place them, like I said, as they were just coming out of the bottle. And there are some little teardrop shapes here, which I thought were super cute. So we'll go ahead and add one of those also. All right, can you see those? Aren't they just adorable? And I don't know if you can tell there's glitter in them or not, but there is. Yay. Okay, so that is our card for the day. So please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and learned something new about your Stamparatus. Hopefully those of you that ordered yours, or I should say reserved yours, will be getting notifications any day now that they will be start to ship. So I am excited for you guys to receive yours. If you want to subscribe to my channel, down here in the corner is a little subscribe button that will let you know when I upload new videos. And if you need to order your supplies to get your Bubbles and Fizz Designer Series paper free with a $50 order, you can do it at barbstamps.com, or my direct link was shoppingwithbarb.com. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.